this is Solar PV from World Future Energy Summit 2017 from Abu Dhabi. And after the long expo and also long evenings, we are together with Mattias Altieri, the CEO and founder of Minerva Capital Group, and with Michael Belmer, who is Managing Director for LTI RE Energy. But besides these two functions within the company's organizations, they are also the leaders of Solar Business Club that actually yesterday we had the first launching event. So hello guys, and first thing, how did you survive this week?
Good morning to everybody. Thomas, thank you for having invited me. Yeah, good question. After a week of a lot of customers, a lot of interested people, and a lot of evening events, and also a very beautiful one you organized. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, I enjoyed. I met a lot of interesting people, and I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, thanks for introduction, Tomasz. For me, same thing. It was incredible to see how this fair is picking up and how the events are organized, not only on the fair but also in parallel. So a lot of good business contacts, cooperation discussions, and that's definitely something what the industry bring forward.
So guys, we had our first small Solar Business Club meeting. And what is your feedback and how do you think that our industry will work in the future, and how important is the relationship, we would say age to age, yes, so that we, let's say, invented human to human relationship, how it is important for the so growing solar business in the future, not only on a global level, but especially here for the Middle East. So let's start with Michael, because it was one of the persons who invented age to age.
Yeah, inventing is a little bit too much, but what we mean by age to age is human to human. We know all about B2C, B2B, but at the end of the day, we are talking about project business here and utility scale very much. So very often, 9-digit number investments, more than 100 million US dollar. So talking about these projects, obviously a lot of people are involved, and we can learn from the experience we have done in other countries that this is mostly done more efficiently if the people are working closely together. So what we are trying to accomplish in Solar Business Club is that we are getting people across the industry, but also other shareholders like from politics, but also from the financing world together, and in an intention to make more stable project pipelines, to realize quicker the project as necessary, and to influence the industry in a way that we can strive for the growth and realize the growth what we are seeing in the markets. If you think about it, how strong this industry has been growing during the last 5 years, and if you imagine how strong it will increase in the next 5 years, you have to think also about the, let's call it, transaction costs of projects, which means that people are realizing at the end of the day. And we are very much believer that it's essential for the industry getting the people together, not working always against each other, but having common goals and accomplish together.
So Mattias, when we are thinking about structuring the Solar Business Club, and especially to make like an interaction with the financial community, you were like a dreamed chairman for this job, because in the past you were running the business for one of the largest at that time, I think the largest solar company for Q-Cells in Italy, and Italy was the largest market actually in the world. So you have, let's say, background from the solar business. Since a couple of years you are founder of Minerva Capital Group, so you know the business from both sides, and you are like a link, yes? And I would like to ask you, from your experience from the solar industry, but also from your now daily job with the financial community, how should we organize and structure everything, and what will be the key factors to bring real huge investors to the solar business?
Thomas, a good question, difficult question, and it needs a longer time to really reflect on that. However, you're right, coming from the industry part and being one of the biggest, or no, the biggest EPC globally with Q-Cells at that time. Now it's Hanwha Q-Cells. Now, and also giving this experience to a new company, I'm Chief Sales Officer since a couple of weeks of a mounting system, which is one of the global leader in racking and tracking systems. Yeah, I'm now being involved in the financial world where in the past it was the bottleneck were cells or silicon. Today it's not anymore the modules which are not available anymore. Today it's hard to get financial services, to get financing both on equity sides and debt sides. What we are going to do in our business club is simply to bring together people. I think until now, industry do these big shows and fairs where you meet people, you interact, you can interface with your customers. But in the financial world, you don't have that. So you might meet at the lawyer when you do your due diligence or you prepare a transaction, or you do that on the bank side, but never on such a visible side. So it's a little bit a secret world. However, in Solar Business Club, I think we have a lot of good potential customers and companies there. Myself, my fund is based in Luxembourg. We have somebody in our team from South Africa, the lady from yesterday, New York based. So we try to get those people linked, connected, H to H, which again counts a lot. And then we will make hopefully the right step to get more let's say the institutional world to this business.
So I have one question to the audience. So you know that in 2004, solar business in Europe was 1 billion. And how do you think, what is the size of the solar business today in the world? Who knows in the audience? It was 1 billion, and how much is today? It's 200 billion. So imagine during just a couple of years, the solar industry increased 200 times. And how do you think, how big will be the yearly business in 2025? It will be 1 trillion yearly. So imagine how big exponential growth we will face. And why I mentioned that? Yes, because you are CEOs of the companies, so it's so difficult to, reach you sometimes. Yes, you are so busy, but actually the real growth will only not happen now. Yes, so you imagine you will be more and more busy. So I believe that it's so important, yes, to have this solar business club for busy people. Yes, and then you can rely on each other. And when you want to speak with someone, it's something serious. Yes. Could you comment on that? And how do you see this exponential growth and the importance of Solar Business Club and this C-level community?
First of all, I totally agree that we will face this is the beginning. And I'm happy to see a lot of young people. I see a lot of ladies interested in this business. And this brings this is our future. Because until now, the sun is still free of charge. And we have a lot of sun, especially in this region. Coming to your question, Thomas, is how to how can you explain it better than getting closer to each other and moving the world better in the better direction?
Yeah, I think besides the links, it's also a logics behind. I mean, coming from a technical point of view at this point of time, and we as a company are doing central inverters, you are automatically involving a lot of technical components. And what you're doing integration with modules, with racks, with some cabling. You have an EPC doing some engineering. You have a good company who's talking into it. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's a lot of effort which can be replicable. And that's what you are seeing nowadays, that a lot of companies are forming up in loose or also tight cooperations. And it makes a lot of sense because you want to realize those projects quicker. For the investment side, I think it's the same thing. You can more rely if you know a building block of different components already. So all this we are doing for the purpose of realizing, of course, more, getting transaction costs less, doing less due diligence on the projects. Nowadays, everybody is doing a due diligence. Even we as component supplier are looking carefully at the projects, because sometimes you do not know what's going on with the projects. But it's not very efficient, so to say. And I think for banking, it's also a nightmare that they have to work in every region in a new political system, new legislation system, new technical requirements. So you see a lot of lawyers and technical advisors earning a lot of money in this industry, which is good. But at the same time, it's delaying the process. So again, to your question, this is where we are trying, of course, to link the people. And when linking to them, there is an atmosphere of trust. So if I bring in a partner to a discussion, it's already my partner, and I give him some assessment, and either it works, then it's good, because people would realize that my partners are working, and by this one it comes, a networking effect. So we are not doing it here in theory to do something fancy and having nice events. We do it on a purpose and, pushing the industry quicker, getting transaction costs down. That's basically it.
Michael, let me add something which is very important, what you said, coming back to this H2H. I think what a little bit reflects on the question of Thomas is, I think our calls are taken. If we from a certain C-level call each other, so we take the time because we know that he faces the same time issue like we. So people, and like you, Thomas, of course, and you should not travel so much. No, but it's seriously speaking. So when we call people and people know each other and they trust each other, so our call will simply be taken.
And maybe the last question with regards to H2H, but in relationship to the Middle East, yes, because we are here in the Middle East. And how would you compare this kind of importance of the personal relationship in the region to the other markets? And from your point of view, what should be, like a main factor to bring the most important people, decision makers, to our group?
Yeah, again, Thomas, difficult question. I think we are different in the world. So we are different in color, we're different in behavior. You said I'm German, I'm half German, half Italian, so grew up with a very emotional father, an Italian one, and a serious German mother, which, kept the balance in between our emotions. And coming here, which I think this culture is a little bit closer to friendship. People want to know each other, they want to trust each other, and then business move. And this comes back to everything in life. And it starts in friendship, in your family, in your marriage, it's trust. And I think with this, you can bring also good, peace to the project.
Okay, I would like to now ask people from the audience, because you are coming from different countries. And who is from Africa? Who is from Africa? Which country? Kenya. I was in Kenya a month and a half ago, and I have to say that I was so surprised. It was my first time in Africa. Before I was only in Egypt. Kenya is such a beautiful country, first. Second, there is so a lot of intelligent young people, really top of the top. But I would like to, and also, people are so kind. But I would like to ask you, from your point of view, you are the businessman, of course, yes? Government. Oh, even government. And how do you think the relationship between people, how important it is, the trust between people in Kenya?
Especially the young people. In our community, unlike Europe and America, our population is a triangle. People who are 50 plus, like myself, we are less than 5% of the population. But the young people, this is people below 20 years, are more than 40% in my country. So the future is really the young people. And the young people have less barriers than our generation, because the young people with ICT, they are more connected than our generation. So the future is breaking barriers and people interacting much more than our generation has been, and building the trust they have talked about. Because without trust, and it starts with the family. If you have strong families and then you have communities which have fewer barriers between each other, Then the next thing is to interact and relate and hopefully build a common future which will be well for everybody.
Yeah, I wanted to pick it up what we just accomplished here. I mean, Tomasz involved a couple of people from different countries, and that's basically what we are doing in Solar Business Club. Talking about me personally, we discussed yesterday project in Kenya with our Kenyan partners. We had a lunch with Saudi for localization in Saudi, and I'm here with a big Nigerian group for projects in Nigeria. So I think the common thing, back to this question, is definitely trust. And in each and every country it's like this, and relationships are built on trust. And the other thing, of course, of this fair is to get the interaction. And yeah, my last statement, I think we have come a good way, also with the Solar and Cleantech Influencers Forum before. And yeah, Solar Club is definitely one way of intensifying these discussions.
And I would like to finish this discussion with thanks to Michael and Matthias for trust, yes, because this is the fundament of the Solar Business Club. So thank you so much. That was Solar PV TV from World Future Energy Summit here in Abu Dhabi 2017. And the last thing, the family photo with the audience. We have with us one guy who is already on the first family photo.